Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be going over my personal experience for the Colossal event. I was able to find myself 7 shinies of the Reggie family, which is pretty amazing. That's not going to shift my opinion on what I personally think about this event. We're going to be going over everything on how this went down for me personally, right? We had another trainer, Scarlet Witch, who did raid with us pretty much the whole duration, was only able to find 1, and I do have her opinion as well. So you have somebody who found a bunch of shinies who's happy, and then somebody who had found 1 shiny who's kind of like I rated the whole day and found 1 opinion as well. So you'll have a mixed opinion on what it actually is going on here, not just somebody who found a bunch of shinies. So if you were not able to participate, you were not going to be able to see the special raid timers, in which they were going to have a 15-minute timer for those eggs, and then a regular timer for when they do hatch and appear as the legendary raid trio there. So we did have various different special tasks for people who did have the Colossal Pass purchased, in which you would be able to encounter possibly a shiny Skarmory. I can't even tell you how many we knocked out. It must have been, I don't know, well over 60 or so. So we did have win a raid, trade a Pokemon with a friend, make a new friend, and win a trainer battle against another trainer. Now this is going to require you, obviously, as you can see, to be playing with other people. So if you're trying to do these alone, it wasn't really going to happen. You could do win a raid, but if you did have the Colossal Pass, you were not able to see any other raids except for the Reggies. Now, what are you going to get out of this? As you can see, all the rewards here and the Pokemon. Most of the people who purchased the Colossal Pass were after that Univistone. Let's be real here. I'm going to give you my full opinion, no filter, complete honesty. Let's be real. The Univistone is what we wanted, right? The Regigigas was a bonus. You know, there probably was a good amount of people that were after that. Regigigas say they couldn't make the EX raids. They just wanted to get it out of the way. But for the most part, we wanted that stone. Now, we did well over 50 raids. I was able to collect a ton of TMs, obviously, and I'm almost up to 700 rare candies. That's pretty nice. I did use a ton of passes. We did around 51 raids or so. Obviously, I collected my Univistone, and I'm stacked on those Sinnoh Stones. Yes, of course I am. I've transferred or thrown away about, I'd say, 40 Sinnoh Stones at this point. So moving on. How was it? Well, basically, you were going to get only legendary raids appearing, and we were able to stay in an area that had, say, about 6 gyms for the longest time, because, well, those raid timers for the eggs for 15 minutes would appear, the egg legendary would hatch, you'd have that legendary raid, they would go away, and then you would have another one with 15 minutes on the egg appear, and they would just continuously cycle over and over again. Now, you could not transfer these raid passes that you were going to be getting for free, or wouldn't really call them for free, but that came along with the purchase of the Colossal Pass. So you'd have to use them all up. But let's be realistic. Most of the people out here were going to not just use those passes that they did receive, but then purchase some more because the raids were popping so hard. And you wanted to keep going, playing with your friends. And I'm going to tell you right now, I enjoyed it, guys. This was fun. I had a blast. All right? That's it right there. We're going to keep getting more into the details here, as well as Scarlet Witch's opinion. She agrees. This was a good event. Is it worth the money? I've seen a lot of you saying not really, it wasn't really worth it. But if you were with a group of friends, you're having a good time, you were raiding very hard, taking advantage of that 15-minute raid timer, and then just hitting as many as you can, collecting items, TMs, rare candies, whatever you may have to collect there, it was pretty good. Now, is it worth charging people $8 for this? I think, this is my personal opinion, and I say it's an okay deal, right? Could they have an event like this without having to pay? Absolutely. But there's nothing I can do to control this, and I'm just giving you my personal opinion. You weren't going to see any sort of massive spawns like Go Fest or anything like that. Nothing changed for the spawns. It was all the same. No shiny increased chances. You were just out there. I just so happened to have absolutely outstanding shiny odds, especially for the Registeel, the one that I wanted the most. Well, previously I wanted the Regirock, but then once their stats changed and I seen the Registeel became pretty darn good with lock-on, I certainly wanted to get as many of these Registeel shinies as I possibly could for the future for people to do those trades. Now, if you were, say, in a place where not too many people play this, you didn't have anybody really to play with, was it going to be worth it? No, definitely not. This was definitely something you wanted to play with a couple of people. Not just because of the tasks, but because of the continuous spawns of only legendary raids. Now, people who did not have the Colossal Pass would just see regular raids as usual, but for the people who did have that Colossal Pass purchased, you will only see those legendary raids. Now, the next part I want to get into, you might think I'm crazy for saying this, and you're going to probably think, well, look, great. You're going to side on Niantic for this pay-to-win style of gameplay. Absolutely not, and hear me out. So say you want to go to GoFest 2020, or you've been to GoFest previously, and you don't live in Chicago or wherever they're going to have this, right? What you're going to have to do is purchase a ticket, a plane ticket, hotel, food, and little expenses along the way. Uber or whatever, food, right? That's going to stack up to a lot of money. All for the experience at GoFest, and I'm not trying to water down the GoFest experience. It was great, absolutely. You get to meet friends, you get to do all this stuff, and of course the shinies, right? And the special little perks. But if they made a ticket in-game, kind of like this, but charged 25, 30 bucks, and had increased shiny odds, and it was like a full GoFest of, experience. All right, so for the last GoFest, they did have a thunderstorm. People had to leave, evacuate for a little while, in which those people were able to return after some point in time. I was literally there with somebody who had experienced this. That wasn't my day, but I was, with them the whole time. What happened for them was they received 8 hours in a later time. This is, down the line, once GoFest was all finished. She was back in Anchorage, and a lot of people that I knew were actually at that GoFest day where they had to leave, and they did receive that special time where they were going to be able to have the GoFest spawns wherever you were. So they can do that. Would I pay 25, 30 bucks, 35 bucks even for that kind of experience? 8 hours, increased shiny odds, special tasks, and a possible special research? I would. Was this one worth the 8 bucks? I'd say it was. It was. They are getting away with, a lot here. Let's just say that. The pose is absolutely hideous. What is up with that? Come on. The Pokemon rewards that were within this special research could have been a little bit better. Regigigas, cool. Like I said, I was not solely looking for this. This was not my incentive to purchase this. But yeah, it was a good experience. It was a fun time. It was very tiring because we literally grinded the whole time. We stopped for bathroom breaks, coffee breaks, not even for food. We ran the whole duration. So we made the most of it. 8 bucks for the whole day. Say you go to a movie. How much is that going to cost you, folks? Let's be honest here. When you go to a movie, those are expensive. All right, matinee can be a little bit cheaper, but say you go at night, you pay for yourself and your friend, all right? Or you just go for yourself, you buy a popcorn. That's going to be around almost 20 bucks or more. Okay, and that's for a few hours. The movie's over, it's done. The experience is done, right? You could say, well, it was a movie experience. It was fun. I had a good time. I laughed, I cried, or whatever, right? Okay, sure, fine, fair enough. But for this one, it was 8 bucks. Really depends and varies on your country, on how much it costs, right? We understand that. But this is the same kind of concept. You had fun, you made memories, you had a good time, you laughed, and you enjoyed yourself. If you didn't find any shinies, yes, that could have dampened and watered down the experience for yourself. But like I said, Scarlet Witch's personal opinions, she even said that this was a decent event for the price. The tasks. She didn't get the shinies like she wanted. That's fine. But the opinion still stands that it was a decent event. Right? And personally for myself, getting all these shinies, I consider myself very lucky. You guys know the struggle that I've been going through with a lot of these last legendary raids. It's been awful. So say you didn't purchase a Colossal Pass. What did you actually miss out on? Well, possibly getting a shiny Skarmory because of those tasks. I encountered a Shuckle maybe 3 times. An Aerodactyl maybe 3 times as well, but for the most part they were all Skarmory. At least that was there. Yes, I didn't find my shiny Skarmory, but that's fine. I found plenty of others. At least the opportunity was presented in which I was able to complete these tasks. The most annoying one was going to be, win a trainer battle, because if you were to help somebody else out, first you have to win, then they'd have to win, you'd go in there with 10 CP Pokemon, and then they would, and then you would just complete it like that, right? Simple as that. So you missed out on the Skarmory possibility of a shiny, because otherwise they're in the raids currently for this little event that we're going to be having until the 4th, and they're not really increased spawns in the wild. I wouldn't even say not really, there are not increased spawns for the Skarmory, so it's going to be hard to get that shiny currently, so that is something that you missed out on. And then, of course, the shorter egg timer for the raids, and then the continuous spawns of the Reggie Trio, in which you could have possibly found a shiny. There was no shiny increased odds, but I do feel like the catch rate for the Reggie Trio was definitely increased. We were catching them easy left and right, just like bam, bam. Yes, we're hitting excellent curve throws and all that stuff, but still, they usually break out. But in this case, we were catching them pretty decently. Other than that, that's pretty much it. There was no spawns in the wild. Nothing had changed for shiny increased spawns in the wild. It was just business as usual, right? So that's pretty much it, as well as the little perks, the Univastone, the Regigigas, obviously, and all of those Pokemon that you got along the way. All right, that's pretty much what you missed out on, and that's pretty much it, right? We got our Regigigas early, and all right, sweet. Mine actually has Hidden Power Fire. Fantastic. And Giga Impact, of course. So it's not going to be the best Pokemon around. So don't worry, Regigigas. You'll be able to get one too in an EX raid in the future after Mewtwo does take off, because then that's what we're going to be getting. And I'm not really looking forward to that, to be really honest with you. All right. So all in all, this event for me and my friends, we all had a blast. There was nobody who was really disappointed. I would say there was one person, because they didn't get too many shinies and they were getting drift and kicked out of the raids, which absolutely discouraging. But other than that, it was pretty good. Yes, I removed Scarlet from my friends list so we can complete this task. Yes, you can do that. You can delete a friend and add them right back, and nothing would change for your friendship. Everything's going to be good. Even if you were lucky friends, you would remain lucky friends if you did this. So yeah, I should be getting my shiny Skarmory actually tomorrow. I have a trade lined up. I'm going to be giving up my Alolan Marowak shiny for that shiny Skarmory personally myself. I've already made about, I think, 3 Skarmorys in the Great League, because I keep getting better ones and I keep purchasing that secondary move as well as powering them up. I also have a maxed out one in the Ultra League. So I've invested quite a bit in a Skarmory. I would say maybe around 500,000 Stardust, a little bit more, rough give or take, somewhere around there. Anyways, the Colossal Pass, I feel like, was a success. It ran smooth. It delivered what they said and some. And that's pretty much it, guys. I had a blast. I enjoyed it. If you do not agree with my opinion, please leave your comments below and tell me what you think. All right? That's perfectly fine if you think that this is not morally right of Niantic to do, or whatever other opinions that you personally have. You know what? Tell me about it, please. I want to hear it, okay? But for me, I enjoyed it, and I look forward to other ones in the future that won't really be revolving around the Reggie Trio. They already knew if they were to do this whole event revolving around the Reggies, that definitely they're going to have to be shiny, because nobody's going to go out there and want to raid a bunch of the Reggies without a shiny for them. Okay, that was the whole incentive to get out there, as well as the Skarmory's possibility of a shiny. So I had a great time, and then I was able to give Scarlet her shiny here, so have plenty to go around. She gives me tons of shinies. She was hooking me up too, as well, with the Alolan Geodude, because I have yet to find one of those. Pretty crazy, right? Don't know why, but hey, it turned out to be a pretty decent PvP IV one. Evolved it into Graveler, and I'll be leaving it there. So if I could have changed anything out of this whole event, what would it be? I think the rewards from the special research were not that great. I mean, I know there's newer trainers who are able to catch that Tyranitar and a Steelix, but I just feel like, I mean, If they're going to throw a Tyranitar in there, guess what? Give it Smackdown. If they're going to put in these special Pokemon like this, give them a special move or something and make them a bit special. Otherwise, everything was pretty much worth it. The pose, I wore it for a minute, but I'm never going to put it on again because it is absolutely hideous. It looks like your spine is bent. I don't... It's not a big deal to linger over, but I don't know, that pose is just weird. I don't get it. But other than that, I mean, we had a blast. It was fun. Spent the whole day. I didn't even upload a video because I was exhausted afterwards. Could have came home and edited this up, but I'd rather just wait and collected my thoughts on everything and then bring you my opinion. So this is going to be my Registeel for the Great League. Yes, I just did purchase that secondary move on it. Could I have possibly traded a few more, waited, and, you know, gotten a better IV1 with lower attack? Yes, I could have, but at the same time, I'm not going to wait that long. I'm just going to go for it. So anyways, with that said, trainers, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and like I said, leave that comment down below and tell me your experience. Thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.